Attention STOked fans, I have an important announcement. My name is Jeremy. That's right, you heard it here first. That is my important announcement. You might notice that I'm here all alone today. I like it. That means it's the Jeremy Show, so we can talk about whatever I want to talk about. So let's start with home-baked cookies. How can anybody not like home-baked cookies?
Sandwiches!
Oh, sandwiches. Yeah, Chris likes sandwiches.
I'm not here, though.
But Chris isn't here. No, actually, what we're going to talk about here today is STO. You might have heard of it. It's this little video game that Cryptic put together. But unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of news this week. They're all gearing up for the Season 1 release that'll be on March 25th. Hopefully, if they can stick to their release calendar. Good luck, guys. So right now, all we have to talk about basically is what's coming in that. And we've already covered most of that. But we've got two big things for you. First of all, we're going to do a math segment for you. Again, it's all me. It's all right here. You get the magic of Jeremy without the other stuff. What I'm going to cover for you is the new respecs that are coming out with Season 1. And then after that, we'll give you a very quick little run-through of our first-time experiences with the Special Task Force, The Cure, which is the new Borg mission coming out with Season 1. Enjoy. Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to this week's You Got Math. Now, this segment is going to be a little bit different than our usual math segments. First of all, you might notice that I am alone. That's right, it's just little old me, Jeremy, a.k.a. Bordicus. Brian and Chris are not here to assist me this week, so I'm hoping that I cover all the good points that I need to get to. Usually I kind of rely on those guys to ask me some questions, give me some comments and feedback on these segments. Again, I'm hoping that I just hit all the major points very quickly. We can get through this, get it done, get it over with, and you can move on to playing the game. Let's hit it. This week's math is all about respecs. That's right, respecialization. Yes, respect is not spelt with a T. It's not the song done by Aretha Franklin. Respecs will be available on March 25th if Cryptic sticks to their release schedule. They're coming with Season 1. However, if you want to try these out now, they're on Tribble. So hop on over there, get your client copied and your character copied and everything, and give it a whirl. To get started on the respec process, you need to go talk to this dude right here in the middle of Earth Space Dock. His name is Skill Trainer. Looks like he was born to do this job, wasn't he? Or if you'd prefer to avoid the crowds here at Earth Space Dock, which are probably going to get pretty ridiculous, there's also a trainer on DS9. For Klingons, you can do this near the battle ring in Kronos. This is the place where you first earned your initial bridge crew. Now, when you first open up this skill window, it does look very familiar. This is the same skill interface that you will use in the rest of the game with a few different little changes. First of all, down here in the bottom right, you'll notice that there are clear all, accept, reset, and cancel buttons. Clear all will actually unspend all of your points. If you click that right off the bat and you're not a lieutenant rank, the accept button will gray out. What this means is that you actually have to spend enough points within the respec window to get up to the rank that you are currently at. Not necessarily the level that you are currently at. Like if you're a Commander 5, you don't have to spend all the way up to Commander 5 in this window, but you do have to spend enough to get up to Commander before it will allow you to accept. The reset button will put you back to your default build that you had when you first talked to the dude, but keep the window open. The cancel button will close the entire window, cancel any changes that you've made, and just send you back to the main interface. You can use these arrows on every skill to add or subtract a single rank of points at a time. Now down here in the bottom left are a few handy little counters of how many points you have available, how many you've spent, and the bottom one, now this one's very important. This is how much your current respec is going to cost. Now when this system first rolls out, everybody's going to get one for free, just one. Also, each time you rank up, let's say from Lieutenant to Lieutenant Commander, you will again get one free. If this follows the same trend of how the free respecs work in Champions Online, you can only ever have one free respec at a time. So use these as you get them, because if you're about to get another one from ranking up, they will not stack. You'll never be able to get two at a time. Now, the actual costs of these, if you don't have a free one available, can range anywhere from 500 as a lieutenant up to 20,000 merit as a rear admiral or brigadier general. Yeah, that's a huge amount of merit, so don't take these lightly. Because these respecs are so expensive, I'm going to recommend, and I cannot actually highly recommend this enough, is use the STO skill builder that we talked about on this show back in Season 2, Episode 4. I'll include a link directly to the STO builder in our show notes. Now, you might be asking, Jeremy, this skill interface in the game is so easy to use and intuitive. Why would I ever use a third-party system? And to that, I would respond, that's a very good question, and I'm glad that you were so intelligent and insightful as to ask me that. Well done. There are a few noteworthy areas in which this offline skill builder is very superior to the one that's in-game. First of all, of course, is the skill highlighting. The skill interface in-game will not actually show you which skills you have that affect your bridge officer's abilities, but this one at Binary Bit will. The other thing is that when you have finished spending your points how you think you like them, you can use this button to get a summary report of all of your bonuses. So what I recommend is you work up the character that you like with the bridge officer abilities that you like and everything, and then go in-game. Now, a few general tips for building your character using this new respec system. If you're somewhere in the mid-ranges right now, one of the number one tips I have for you is to spend. You're going to get another free respec when you rank up to your next rank, so go ahead and spend on whatever you want. Don't worry about saving your points. Don't worry about which is going to give you the most bang for your buck. Just have fun, because one of the key components, I think, of understanding everything is to experience as much as possible. Now, having said that, if you're already an admiral, definitely plan ahead, because 20,000 merit is very difficult to obtain. I think one of the folks on our forum worked it out that it's 103 exploration missions. That's 309 individual exploration maps if you go that way. That is a lot. And of course, when you're doing all this, don't neglect your ground skills. When you're an admiral, when you're at cap, you're going to want to have good ground skills, because we've already seen both the infected and the cure special task forces have a lot of ground combat that is very difficult. And if you're going into that with zero skills, your teammates are going to hate you, and I'm going to hate you. And you don't want me to hate you. And the last little tip I have for building your character, and this is the big one, prepare to get mathed, kiddies, because I'm going to go on record of encouraging all of you to focus on these specific weapon types to get the most bang for your buck. Everybody's going to have an energy weapon. I need you to focus on either phasers or disruptors. And for projectiles, you need to focus on either photons or quantum projectiles. Now, this is because the other weapon types simply cost too many skill points per bonus that you get, and their secondary bonuses are really no better than these other weapon types have. At Lieutenant, each rank that you spend costs only 100 skill points. This goes up to 200, 300, 400, and 500 at each respective rank. So to cap out for each of those is a multiple of 9 of that. So 900, 1800, 2700, 3600, and 4500. Now, for Lieutenant and Lieutenant Commander, the bonus amounts that you can get are actually fairly small, but they're very generalized, so they appeal to a wide range of bridge officer abilities and captain abilities. The lieutenant ranks only get a plus 18 if you invest all 9 ranks, but that works out to a massive plus 2 for every 100 skill points spent. That amount of bonus goes down at Lieutenant Commander. You get 30, which seems like a whole lot more. But because you have to spend twice as many skill points, it works out to only being a plus 1.666 repeating per 100 skill points that you spend. Commander, Captain, and Rear Admiral ranks all have the same amount of bonus, which is a plus 52, but they cost different amounts of skill points. Even though it takes 2,700 to max out a plus 52 at Commander, which again is those phaser, disruptors, photons, and quantums, if you go up to the Captain rank of those, it costs 3,600 skill points to get a smaller bonus per 100 points spent. By a pretty significant margin, you get a plus 1.926 per 100 points spent at Commander. But at Captain, you're only getting a plus 1.44, and at Admiral, you're only getting a plus 1.155. And none of these weapon types are any better than the ones before it. And I could go on and on about the different bonuses and how they each affect, but you gotta just trust me on this. If you want to do damage, you want to get disruptors. If you want to knock your systems offline of your enemies, you want to use phasers. That's really all there is to it. The argument between photons and quantums basically breaks down to photons have a quicker recharge, but they travel slower and they don't hit as hard. Quantums have a longer recharge, travel faster, and hit harder. So that's kind of up to personal feel. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all I've got for you. If you like this format, if you hate it, I'd love to hear your feedback. Send it directly to me over at jeremy@jupiterbroadcasting.com. I try to keep it really quick, really concise, so you can just listen, learn, and then move on. Till next time, you got mathed!